if we're wearing expectations of others, we have to ask ourselves, whose expectations are those? And should I give them a spot on my shirt? Because if I don't want to give them a spot on my shirt, then just Jay-Z that. Go and brush your shoulders off. Welcome to the She's Rooted podcast.
We're about to get real unscripted.
So pull up a chair. Let's get to the root of it. What's up, Mo?
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
You?
Amazing. I'm excited to chat it up today. I think we're going to close this loop on stumbling blocks that get in your way, and I am excited to bring it full circle with you today.
Yes.
But how about we welcome everyone back to the She's Rooted podcast. We are happy that you are here. If this is the first time you're pulling up a chair, we love to keep things raw and real, and you're going to grab some good perspective, and hopefully you can add some value to your life, because that is the heart behind everything that we do. So, yeah, why don't you tell them a little bit about what we've been chatting about and catch them up a little bit? And it's always good to go back and listen to the full episodes, because, man, there's some gems that have been tossed throughout this last month of podcasting. I love it.
I feel like we're kind of doing a series without planning a series.
Yeah. There we go. That's how we do.
We kicked it off with taking messy action, and it's kind of just turned into this series around it, and I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. We've talked a lot about time, scheduling, not playing small, but also playing small if necessary, but not small in the way most people think of small.
Right.
We've talked about not listening to the naysayers and the negativity, and not looking for outside validation for your passion, dream, business, whatever it is you're going after. Right?
Yeah. So I'm sure we'll touch on a little bit of all of that today, but I kind of wanted to full circle this with the defining what it means to you, right? Define your own meaning of your own life. Like, at the end of the day, that's what this whole life journey is about.
Like your definition of success.
Your definition of the life that you want to pursue and the life that you want to have, and not allowing all of the stumbling blocks that will be placed in your way get in your way. Like, if there's a will, there's a way. We've heard this. And when you figure out why it matters to you, the how to get there will become unconditional, and you're going to do it and you're going to do it regardless, because it has meaning to your choices. But if you're not rooted in what you're doing, these stumbling blocks will get in your way, stay in your way, and not get you to where you said you wanted to go. So, yeah, I think we need to define our own meaning of life,
I mean, that's way deep. I don't I'm very curious to see. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts around this one. That is yeah. Yeah.
I think that for me, it's a continual definition. When we're looking at chasing after the things that matter to us, and we're looking at putting in the work to get there, I think that the definition becomes longer the longer we are on the pursuit. We've talked about it's about who you become in the pursuit of the things that you want in life. So if we are continually asking ourselves with clarity, we might not know how to get there, but we know with clear purpose that it's where we want to go. And maybe we have seen evidence of that around our life somehow, some way. And all we needed to know is that it's been done before. And if you have a calling on your heart that you can't let go, maybe that's God nudging you, telling you, don't let it go chase it. You'll figure it out along the way. You take messy action because it matters to you. You prioritize your time. You stop playing things small. You stop discrediting the things that light you up in your life because you think that it has a small meaning in somebody else's mindset, that you lessen your own excitement and you lessen your own voice around it and you make it seem small. So we need to stop doing that. So I think that your definition of what you want in life is a revolving, evolving door.
Okay, tell me more. So, for the person that's listening and they're tuning in and maybe they've listened to like the first series and they are like, "Well, I don't really know what my thing is. I've listened to the other ones. I agree. I'm like not letting people speak over you and blah blah blah." But now we're pulling it back to like square one of like defining not just a successful business. You're speaking on like defining your success, like what? Defining your life. So for that person that's like, I don't even know, like, I don't know where I'm at right now. I'm just living on autopilot. Like, so I'm liking this podcast. I'm liking the idea of wanting to pursue something. I'm liking the idea of getting my head right around it. I'm liking the idea of taking messy action, but like I'm literally on autopilot. Like where does that person start in defining their life?
Well, we need to get out of autopilot and we need to put the car into drive. That sounds so simple. The girl is rolling her eyes on the other side of the podcast, like, okay, so
What
simple.
does that mean?
It means that we need to take a step back in our life and we need to ask ourselves, why are we giving it away to everything and everybody else? What are we doing? What lights us up? What makes us happy? What do we want to do? What do we want to pursue? It is not an easy question to map out when we feel overwhelmed in, I don't know what the heck I want to do with my life. I don't know what I want to pursue. Maybe I was on the high of all highs on this mountaintop and it came crumbling down and now I'm standing over a broken passion, not realizing that I'm the one that built the damn mountain. You know what I mean? So I think that a lot of us need to stop waiting on trying to figure it out. So that's what I would say to someone that's on autopilot. Girl, I've been there. I've been there for way too long. And you realize at a point in time that, man, if I don't put my yes first, who is going to do that? It always has to be you. So you need to pause and you need to reflect on what lights you up. And maybe that's trying something new for the first time. When's the last time you did something for yourself? When is the last time that you leisurely walked down every aisle at Target and really just like soaked in? It might get your budget in trouble, but like just looked at everything and just was present in the moment. What are the things in life that make you happy? Who are the people in your life that make you happy? That when you hang up the phone, you feel more lifted up and like feel like you can conquer your world today in this moment. Who are those people? If you don't have those people, I'm going to challenge you to go into a dance fitness class this week. Find one in your area. I hope it is in Mo's area because she will make you feel seen. You will have the time of your life. You're going to let go of all the strings that hold you back because we've been there, we get it, we see you, we pull you through, and you're going to find yourself around a community of women that will help your mindset get yourself through. I think it is an amazing thing to get yourself around a community that might be for one reason. I want to get healthy. I want to work out. I'm going to join this dance fitness class. I'm going to do this because of this. And the transformation that happens in your life most times is not the biggest one being for the reason why you thought you walked into the room. It's not always going to be about, oh, it's because I'm getting my healthy on. That will happen. Your biggest
Right.
transformations when you get your ears around the right community and you are open with figuring out navigating yourself through, you'll find that your biggest transformations are so much more in the belief that you have within your own walk and your confidence that you get to choose to have within your own choices every single day, getting more rooted into who you are and who you want to become. You will find yourself in those spaces. So if you're sitting there on the other side on autopilot, rolling your eyes, maybe with a, I don't know what the heck you're talking about, girl, because I'm just like, I get up, I go to work, I come home, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, I go to bed. I start it all over again. I'm living Groundhog's Day. We need to choose to take a smidge of time and place ourselves on it. Because sometimes, maybe if we're sitting on autopilot, it's because it's so much easier to not put the emotion to navigate through and the effort and the time that it will take. Maybe we're trying to hide from something emotionally. We don't want to dig it back up. So it's easier to be on autopilot because I don't have to have fear of failure. I don't have to have fear of how to do this thing. I don't have to have fear of what other people are going to say because if I just stay content with where I'm at, even though I'm truly deep down not happy because I feel like I'm not who I feel I'm called to be, I'm just being, you're letting yourself down and you are going to regret that later. So the sooner we pay attention to the heartstrings that are pulling us through this life and we lean into the things and try to figure it out and maybe you jump. Maybe you jump into like how Mo and I did with this podcast. We had no idea what we were doing. We just decided let's just press play. We might not have ever got to this episode. I mean, we got a lot of episodes behind our voice. We may have found out that when we shared, we want to have a podcast, let's just do it, girl. Let's press play. We might have found out after that, like, we tried it. It's not for us.
Mhm.
But what I have found, and Mo can speak on her own behalf, I have found in this particular part of my life, this bucket with this podcast with Monique, like I leave life more lifted and I feel proud about what we talked about because I look back to myself back in the day when I was navigating through those undecided moments of I'm not sure what I'm called to do. And I'm sitting here on autopilot and I'm sitting here on just believing that, oh, let me just normalize my frustrations and my unhappiness and my own self negative talk and my own self negative belief. And if I would have had somebody or a podcast to press play on something like this that could just give raw, real perspective, maybe I might hear something that can help slap some good perspective over my life that then can give me a smidge of motivation to face whatever I need to face. If you are an autopilot, I really believe from personal like experiences is because you are choosing not to face something because of fear of something. At least that was for me.
Mm.
It's a lot easier to just point all the fingers the other way instead of, like, realizing, like, all the fingers should be pointing back at you. You gotta just figure it out. That was
Um,
long-winded.
what about the woman that's overwhelmed? Maybe she's not avoiding anything, she's just bogged down by, like, all of her responsibilities, her career, this ladder she climbed, this thing she's done, her family, like, all of those roles, and then you look at her and you're like, "Okay, define your life, like, let's get moving here, and then get rooted in that and move forward," like, how do you coach that person through that process who looks at it and goes like, "My life, like, I am running full bore, full steam ahead in every capacity that I possibly can, like, there is no other side to this for me."
Yeah. Well, I would say, 1, we could look at time management, okay? So, if we're sitting in a place where we feel like we can't put ourselves on our own schedule, there's a reason for that, and prioritizing pockets of our day is going to be something that you're going to have to take an honest look at and find pockets of your day that are interchangeable, things that are not helping you get to where you want to go, but maybe it's like a pacifier for the moment, like how TikTok is for me. I'm able to just scroll, get lost. You know, you could look at that helps me kind of escape from a moment of a day. But you know what else does? Dance fitness for me. I can go check the world at a door, walk into my friend's class, and get my healthy on and get lost in the music for an hour, that is going to benefit so many more things in my life than a sitting on a couch and scrolling on TikTok. Now, I do think that there are outlets of our day that should be just mindless like that, like watching your favorite TV show. Yeah, there are things that are I'm not going to discredit because it's you got to live life, not just always grind through it.
Well,
uh, but I would say time management is 1, and then 2, how about shifting perspective on gratitude for the season that you are in? Maybe you are doing everything that you are called to do in this moment of your life, and you're doing it excellent, and you're refusing to see it as excellent because you're playing it small. Because you're looking at all these other people who are not in the same season of life, and they're crushing it on their path, and you're like, "I want that."
do you think the action for somebody in that season could be just planning out action for when their time frees up more? Like, that still could be considered messy action for them, is just taking some sort of action on their passion, hobby, dream, whatever that is, like, and that might just be, if you're so strapped, like you said, instead of scrolling for 30 minutes, that's researching their industry, or that is putting down onto paper their brainstorm list, or that is creating an outline for this business they want to start one day and working on that each week. Like, do you think that that counts as messy action for that woman?
I would say it counts as messy planning. I wouldn't necessarily say it as action because action for me is like putting it in motion, but you're making me think about it differently because you kind of are putting it in motion when you are putting your mindset to paper or mindset to voice. And you made me think about what if the lady's like, well, I don't even have time to do that. Well, maybe on your way to, car pickup when you're picking up your kid from school or your commute to work or your commute to the gym, instead of listening to music, and I have done this before when I'm on a mindset rant in my head and I'm trying to sift through some things that I want to put into action, I will voice note myself. And then what I have done is I'll take that voice note, and we know I don't love AI that much, but there are some really good benefits to it when you can utilize it in a assistant type way, I would say. But you can then take your voice note and you can copy the text, you could put it into chat, and then you can create an ongoing conversation with yourself. Make this into like a lecture bullet point of what I said and categorize it together. And then what I would then say, if you're going to do that, grab a pocket of time on like a Sunday. Whatever day you pick the day, but Sunday always works for good for me to like reroute my week, kind of look at what I have done and where I want to go with the week moving ahead and seeing everything in front of me. And sometimes you can work 7 days at a time. Days it might just be like 2 days at a time. Like, okay, I got to do this today, and what do I got to do tomorrow? And maybe take some time to work on, all right, what am I going to put on the priority list to then create into a action where it creates movement forward, not just thoughts forward.
That's where I feel like, and I'm loving the shift that you had, because initially I was gonna be like, "I'm gonna have to disagree with you." But I like where you're headed, because I think that for that woman, it does count as messy action, because you're taking, in my opinion, you're taking the road of putting something on paper, putting thoughts, putting dream, putting vision, putting something onto paper in a structured form, versus sitting around, not, haphazardly thinking about it for like a second. Like, I would love to do a flower shop one day. And then, like, a month later, talking about it comes up in conversation with somebody else. And you're like, yeah, I've always thought of opening a flower shop someday. And then, a month later, somebody else says something and you're like, yeah, someday I'll do. But you never actually took any step towards building out, what does that look like for you? And maybe that is right now, not your season where you're going to open doors to a flower shop, but maybe creating the vision of what does that flower shop look like? How do you want people to feel when they walk in there? What kind of pictures are going to go on the walls? Is it just going to be, flowers? What are your hours going to be? Are you going to have employees, or is it just going to be you? Is it going to be open all the time, or is it going to be appointments only? Like, as you start to like scope this out and build this out, I believe that is action. Whether you take action on building it out this year or you're just getting it on paper, that's, in my opinion, taking messy action now, because if you don't do that action, you're just constantly living in your head of like la la land of some dream that you might have. And then next thing you know, 10 years go by and you still are saying, someday I'd love to do this. Right.
Right. I
Versus
sorry.
time goes by. Sorry. Time goes by. You have something on paper and maybe 5 years still goes by. But all of a sudden somebody says something while you're at a dinner and you're like, oh my gosh, I've always wanted to do a flower shop. And you're like, oh my gosh, my kids are all graduated. You know what? I know I wrote this down. It's in my docs on my computer. Now I'm gonna open it back up and boom, like you're that much further ahead.
For sure. I remember back in the day, a mentor we both had, maybe you remember that he said this. He said, "Never leave your better future to your memory. Write it down."
I love that. Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And sometimes, Mo, thinking on that mentor, what he also said can then touch back to what you mentioned and ask, well, what if somebody's sitting there and they're on autopilot? I remember him talking about building your list of 75. Do you remember this? 75 things in
Mm-mm,
your life that you do not want. He
mm-mm.
said sometimes when you focus on the things that you do not want, it opens up the doors and I'm paraphrasing, but opens up the doors for you to actually pursue the things that you do want in your life.
I do think that that helps people get clarity, especially if you're somebody that you constantly stop yourself at the wall of dreaming. Like there are people that just can't dream of a better future. They just struggle with that so much. And I do think I've helped people that in that direction where I'm like, okay, well, tell me what you don't want. How do you not want to live? How do you not want this to go? How do you not want this? And as you start to unload all of that, you slowly start to peel back layers of what you actually do want. Yeah.
Right. For sure. It makes it hard in the moment, but as you start to actually breathe through it, it then becomes a lot easier to focus on, okay, let me name it, let me claim it, and let me jump over it. And sometimes the things that we write down are not the easiest things to jump over. So it's just taking that like one step focus forward at a time. But yeah, I think one of the worst things that we can do is play small with our own life. And I would say that if you are on autopilot, it's not going to feel good to put this over your life. But what if you said, oh man, I am playing small with my life because I am on autopilot and I'm not happy with my pursuit because I'm not chasing anything that is meaningful to my path forward.
Mhm. Mhm.
I've always
That
had it
that
like,
makes me think of that quote about like the worst place to be is like you're grinding and grinding and grinding and you're exhausted at night, you're waking up doing the same thing the next day, you got all this weight that you're carrying, and then one day you like pause and look up and you were like, whose life did I build? Because this was not the life I wanted. Like,
right,
that's like the worst place to be, is to be exhausted, worn down to the bone, pushed through, ran over, and like creating fruit. Not saying you're not even successful, creating abundant success. There's so many people that are like, I climbed this ladder, I did this thing just to find out it was a wrong ladder, right? Like you heard that. It's the same idea. Like you've pushed and you've done all this stuff and maybe you're uber successful, but you look around and you go, this isn't even like, whose life is this? This isn't what I wanted.
right, right. But how about pause and have that thought process before it's too late?
Right.
And I don't believe that it's like never too late to make a pivot. But if we spend too much time in the wrong time period of our life, focusing on the things that we know deep down, but we're not going to face, that we know deep down is not getting us anywhere, it's not making us happy, it's not making us feel fulfilled. We're walking around with no spark in our life. Like it's
Mhm.
not a you're going to regret not facing it sooner. And it doesn't mean that life curveballs are not gonna come, and uh, experiences and relationships with people are not going to stall your yes, because that is a constant sift through that you have to always play and navigate through. And I think bringing it back to how you dropped it on this whole like kickoff to what we're talking about with messy action and just being excited about episode 50, and oh my gosh, look at, if we never press play, we would never know where this could ever turn into. uh, and just letting go of the expectation of what we feel it should be because we're playing the
Mhm,
comparison trap.
mhm,
If you were to just take a step back, and I completely lost my thought. Here we go. What the heck
mhm.
was I even talking about? But I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna throw it over to you because I I have this flower next to my window, and it's like
Dancing
dancing,
for
and
you?
it was like
I
my
love
height. It's
that.
my height flower. I'll show it to you.
What what kind
I
of
got it
flower?
at Epcot. It was
Oh, not
hyping
a
me
real
up,
flower,
and
like a fake.
I got distracted. Life curveballs, friends, distractions will come even when you feel like you're on a mic drop moment, and
Yeah.
instead of, like, dropping the mic with some hot ass words, you just dropped the mic and you tripped.
You
Is
were
what just
going
happened.
in. No, you were going in. It was good. It
Yeah,
was good. Yeah, I think that I love at least where you ended on, like, walking into this podcast and taking messy action, but, like, releasing expectation. I genuinely had 0 expectation for the podcast. Like, I genuinely was just like, "I'm so tired of people telling me I should have a podcast and telling me I should write a book," and, like, podcasts just seemed like the, like, way to go when we talked, and you're like, "Me too." I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." Like, I don't know. I don't know what will come of it, and I think my favorite place to be is, like, that place where I have 0 expectation and I just cover it in prayer, and I'm just like, "I don't know, God, like, if you wanna keep using my voice, like, keep using my voice, use it for whoever, whenever, wherever, um, and when I should be done talking, like, end it." You know, like,
pull the plug.
yeah, shut it down, shut it down. Um, yeah, I think that that is where we started, was kind of, like, taking that space of do the thing, but release the expectation. What's that quote about, like, don't adjust your goals, but adjust your sales or something like that? Like, that's
Yeah,
kind of the thing, right? Like, you know that your goal is impact. You know that your goal is not to let your story just die in vain. You know that your goal is, like, I wanna walk out a life where anything that I've gone through and, like, learned from, I wanna share perspective around. Not that I'm right, not that I'm the best, not that I am the expert or any of that. More so just as that friend that's like, "Listen, I don't know. This might help you, might not help you. You have to figure it out for yourself. You have to feel what is aligned for you, but this is my thought process with this situation, and it got me this result," like,
right,
that would be helpful to you kinda thing. And I don't know, that's kinda where podcast came.
right. I think where I was gonna bring it back was what you dropped on that podcast was starting with belief and what
Mhm,
you hold in your mindset.
mhm,
And sometimes, my friend, what you have to do is, if it is something that you feel you're called to do, you wanna do, you're excited about, it lights you up in some sort of way, you need to continually pour that growth factor over what is gonna help shape your mindset, so that you put that armor of belief around you and you protect it. You have to protect what is important to you, because life is going to life around you and try to pull and navigate you out of your own way and place things in front of you. Other people might put it in front of you. You might put it in front of yourself.
mhm,
And maybe it is a self reflective mindset on, am I growing through this? Am I trying to shape my mindset so that I can build up belief within myself? And
mhm,
that helps build up how to's and navigating through. and having ownership and having gratitude, having grit, having grind, and creating a pocket of grace to do it messy and do it as yourself in your own voice and just be who you are.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I love it.
I think too many people are walking around wearing expectations of others.
Yeah.
And I do think
Yep.
that it is important to have expectations around the people that are like in your corner of life, and they have expectations for you, you have expectations for them. That's what makes a relationship as strong as it is, because I have your back, you have my back, and we have each other's back, and we could navigate through anything
Mhm.
when we have that all in mentality to navigate through it together. If it means something to you, you're going to do it. And conversations can also create a messy path, but if you care about it, then you will clean it up along the way, and that other person will also clean it up along the way because it matters. So I think that if we're wearing expectations of others, we have to ask ourselves, whose expectations are those? And should I give them a spot on my shirt? Because if I don't want to give them a spot on my shirt, then just Jay Z that. Go and brush your shoulders off. You know? Man, everything
Yeah.
always comes back to music with us.
Music. It's
I
always
am
music.
music.
It's always music. Yeah. Yeah. And I think, how you kicked off the podcast with just like defining it once you define like who you want to be, that the best version of yourself that you want to be, I think it really does help everything else fall in line, right? Like it's easier to, as you always say, like take the meat and spit out the bones. Like it's easier to weed through stuff because you can quickly see, like, does this align with who I said I want to be, my values, my morals, my goals, my dreams? Like, does this align with that for me?
Right. Yeah, alignment is very important. And
Yeah.
alignment shifts throughout our life.
Yeah.
And past alignment can keep us in the mindset that we need to stay aligned when we're not, which that could be a whole nother can of worms on a
Mm.
different
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. We'll
I
have
think
to
we
do
were
that.
going to talk about how the past can steal your present. That was going to be one of our hurdles that we were going to talk about. But
Yeah.
we were on a hot roll. That
Yeah.
last one, girl, that's gonna be a put it in your back pocket, press play on it every so often, because
Yeah. It's good.
you're gonna pick up on something a little different when you hear it at a different point in your life. That was a good one,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to sit here and say, define your own meaning of life. I love how you press the, well, what if somebody's sitting there in just a complete autopilot mindset without like I don't have time to think about what the hell I want for my own life. I'm too busy.
Yeah. I
When
mean,
will you get the time? Like when will that come? Like when the kids graduate, when you finish your degree, when you get that job interview process rolling, when you get the promotion, when you move, like when is the right time, Mo?
right. Right. I think it's just a good seed to plant, because at least I know, working and mentoring women in the past in like their business goals, I encountered a lot more women than I thought I would that did not know how to do that. Like they were just like, I just work my job, I take care of the kids, I try to be a good wife, I take care of the house. Like past that was hard to get to, you know?
Yeah. I think that a lot of times, and I've been there, stay at home mom, I do think that the outside world puts expectations on what that job description, what that life should look like. mean, we had a conversation the other day about, Judgy McJudgester, you know? And
The worst.
it's like, come on.
Mom shaming, it's the
I
worst.
hate it.
It's just the worst. Like,
Yeah,
there's no to me, there's just no point in it, like, to mom shame or to judge the way another parent does the things, like, I totally understand, like, that I wouldn't do it that way. This person's doing this. Like, I understand that. But to shame and point fingers and blame when you're not, like, that's not your life to live or figure out. That's theirs to live
right,
and figure out. Like, I think that there's those circles that are constructive in the mom circles where you can have those conversations because you're in that circle with those women and you're like, "Man, I'm really struggling." Like, let that mom come to you and say, "I'm struggling with
right,
XYZ," or "This is a redundant situation that I'm facing." And then if you have some sort of something to contribute and be like, "Hey, maybe you wanna check the way you're disciplining or not disciplining because this happened," like,
right,
but to throw it out the way people do nowadays and, like, literally try to shame other like, you're not walking in their shoes. How are you gonna, like how do you do that? I
right.
don't know.
And how do you not think about the words that you put out there? Like, what if it affects the mom in the wrong moment at the wrong time, and then she then plays her life a little bit smaller and she feels less than because of your high horse post? I seen
It's
on
so
TikTok
hard.
I seen on TikTok, a few days ago, there was a lady, so there was a mom, a baby, and a husband, and they were changing the baby's diaper in the back of their car, in the trunk. I don't know where they were, they must have been going into a store or into somewhere, and this lady had the audacity to pause her life, film this mom, dad, and baby, and shame her for changing her baby in the back of a car. And she thought she was doing something, and she probably thought that that video is gonna go viral. It backfired on her so
I'm
fast.
glad. I'm so glad.
So
Tell
fast.
you what, I look at moms in, like, the store or especially at a playground, I walk out and I'm like, "Man, y'all are superheroes." Like,
Yeah.
obviously, I am a mother too, but, like, especially going through, like, the different seasons, and then you see like, now I see all these moms with, like, little toddlers, and I'm exhausted just watching them, like, "Wow, you guys are amazing." Like, just even if you don't do it the way that I would do it, the fact that I know you are pushing through to the best of your ability in this moment at that time, like, and you're showing up, like, that's hard. So,
Yeah.
I don't understand the stuff like that, like, for another woman to do something like that just blows my mind. All that person must not have children, or she has, like, such a cush life that she never experienced anything like that. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah. It's like,
But,
have you
I mean,
been in the public restrooms with the public
I've
changing?
changed my
Yeah,
kids
like,
in a million places, like, a million places. Yeah, yeah.
we've we've changed those kids where Matt's holding them, and I'm like, "Bloop, bloop," done. Like,
I've
you do what
actually
you
changed
do. You do what you what's
I
your
went into
favorite quote?
I
Do what you can with where you are with what you have, and mind
I
your damn business.
I was in a really, like, fancy bathroom one time, and they didn't have a changing table, and I actually put the, like and I hate sitting on a toilet, like, hate I always, like, hover.
I
This is
can't
a
hover.
this is a lot of
I'm like a
information for
yeah.
you guys, but
Well, she's a
I
hover,
had to
I'm a
I had
toilet
to put
paper.
the thing down and, like,
No.
sit on the toilet so I had legs to put the baby down on my lap, and, like, I'm sitting on the toilet changing
Oh
the
my
baby
god.
in a bathroom stall because there was, like, shit everywhere. So do I let my baby sit in shit till I can find a bathroom? Sorry for my
Right.
language, but, like,
Yeah.
this stuff gets me mad. Like,
Right.
how are you gonna shame some mother who's actually caring for her child by
Yeah.
changing a dirty diaper and say you're doing it wrong? What?
Right. Here's the thing.
What?
If I didn't give you permission to be honest with me, like, keep your honesty, your opinion to yourself. And
I
I
just
love how
can't.
you said on the like, a few moments ago how it's like, well, if someone coming to you and they're asking for your
Yeah.
advice, one thing I've always said, and I've said it multiple times to so many people, is when those moments come in front of me and I really feel like I've seen some perspective that might add some value, I always ask, like, do I have permission to be honest with you?
Yeah, it's a
If
good
they
one.
say no, then period. Like, that's the end of the thought process. You keep it bottled in. It's not your place to make it your place.
Right.
So,
Well, and why do you
yeah,
wanna, like, create, like, doubt and fear and uncertainty in a mother who's, like, trying.
right.
And that chances are that mother's already battling that, right? And now you post something or you say something and now they have even more of that. When that mother needs to be the guiding light and feel so strong in her own convictions, and if she's doing something based off her conviction that's not abusive or debit, I'm not going down that route, right? Like we're talking just basic mothers that are really trying to do the best for their kids and people are picking apart all of the stuff that they're doing. Like that is crazy to me because I feel like you want other mothers to be confident in raising their children and in loving their children and
Yeah.
how they're doing it. And when they, yes, feel like a little insecure going to somebody that they trust or going to somebody that they admire or somebody that they're seeking wisdom from, I think that that's the beauty of connection and relationships and community, right? Like that's what I think Facebook and social media, TikTok, like robs you of is that
Mhm.
piece, right? Because
Right.
now it's just like my opinion blasted out there and I'm just gonna like smash this whole side of the internet of mothers. Like why?
Yeah.
What value did you just bring there? Like, what value did you just bring there?
You brought negative value is what
Yeah.
you just did, and that added negative and value don't even go in the same sentence.
Yeah.
But I think it's wild that we went from what we were talking about to this,
That's really
but
it's
full
really
circle it, Mo, I think that what happens in this day and age with everybody putting their negative, judgy McJudgester opinions out there on social media, I think that women lean into that, and when they lean
Mhm.
into that, they back away from stepping all in to what they wanna do, and it makes
Mhm.
them create this autopilot version
Yeah,
of their life because I don't I don't want somebody to judge
that's
me on
true.
the internet webs.
Mhm. Yep, yep, absolutely. Troll.
Troll,
Yeah, absolutely,
but
absolutely.
that's on them,
Yeah,
and your life is on you.
yeah. Yeah, I love the quote about like you might be the juiciest, ripest, most beautiful peach, and somewhere out there someone doesn't like peaches. Like, and that's fine. It doesn't
Yeah,
mean something's wrong with you or bad with you. You actually are the juiciest, best peach on the tree. Someone
right,
that person just doesn't like peaches. So
right,
okay.
yeah. Go eat a strawberry.
Why you gotta bash the peach?
Right. Peach, please. I'm a nerd. Yeah, man, I think that you have to have a pursuit in your own calling, and I think that talking on, like, the mom train here for a moment, it's okay to be a mom and be a rock star mom, and that is, like, your everything and you love it. It's also okay to want more as well. And I think I battled that in the beginning stages of being a mom because I felt like, what am I going
Mm,
to bring to the world that my children are going to be like, that's my mom? Like, hell
mhm,
yeah, that's my mom. I'm proud of her. So I was thinking ahead of like and it's not to discredit being a mom. It's, I think a lot of moms stall on bigger things too because they feel like everybody else and everything else is going to have something to say about it because no, you're a mom. You have to do it
mhm,
this way.
mhm,
Instead of cheering on, I mean, there's corporate America moms, there's stay at home moms, there's entrepreneur moms. I mean, we're all crushing it when we choose to stand tall in our own voice and our own walk and our own path, and you can still be an excellent mom, and excellent mom, excellent mom, excellent mom, excellent wife, excellent human. excellent friend, excellent passion pursuit. Like, who says you can't do what you're called to do?
Yeah.
But yeah, expectations of others definitely don't let it define your meaning of your life.
It just goes back to what the whole podcast stands for, and that's being rooted and knowing when you know that you know that you know that you know in this moment. Again, it like we talked about on prior ones, like it's going to evolve, you're going to change, you're going to learn, you're going to grow, you're going to pivot, you're going to move. But like in the moment that you're in, if you can today, because that's all we're given, in this moment say, I am doing today that which I know that I should be doing, and I feel really good about it, and I am taking those steps, and no matter what someone else says about how I'm living or what I'm doing or what I'm pursuing, like I know that I know that I know that this is where I'm supposed to be. And if you can do that, you can sleep well at night. Like that's what it's about, right? Like being rooted in that knowingness. And if you are listening and you're not in that, like reach out, like drop a comment. I feel like I feel like in a world that's so noisy, it's a little harder to do because it does require work. It requires time. It requires you to slow down to speed up, as we've always been taught. Like that magic that happens when you give yourself permission to slow down and get that moment of pause to truly think through in order to then it's like the pulling back of the slingshot in order to go forward, right? Like you have to pull
Right.
back first and know that you know that you know, like know what you stand for, not what you think everybody wants you to stand for or what you feel like you're supposed to stand for or any of that. Like being able to be strong in that voice for yourself, it really does matter.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wrote down a couple things that I definitely wanted to kind of loop this
Yes, sure.
around. So make the time. Stop naming it small. Capture words that are said prior to letting it take root. You are the one that gives it the belief around your choices. So capture it first, give it ownership, or kick it to the curb. And then I wrote, live for the possibilities that lie ahead.
I love that.
I love the vision of that. Allow yourself to pause in this moment and ask yourself, what do I want 5, 10, 15 years from now? What does my life look like? If I make no choices any different than right now, what will my life look like?
Mhm.
Am I happier? Do I feel successful in my own path? And success looks different to everyone. Success doesn't mean monetary either, my friend. It can mean that, you know what? I seen a video of a man that was asked, he was older, and I think we've talked about this before, but he was asked, he's very successful in business, but he was asked what defines success.
Mhm.
He said success is when my kids are grown that they still want to come over.
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Like,
I'm
that
uber successful then, because mine don't even wanna leave. Mine never wanna.
right. I was like, "We'll just build a house." We were talking about building a house next to our
Yeah,
house, and then
mine are
they're
not.
gonna live together, the 4 of them, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "We'll extend the pool. We'll, like, make it all the way to your yard." And Kirsten's like, "Yeah, and you could cook us dinner,"
Yeah. See?
but
That's how successful we are.
yeah. I think that you needed to find your version of success, and your version of success, it's never going to be small unless you choose it to be small in your head.
And
Everybody
gratitude.
has oh, yeah.
I think gratitude plays into that too, and just also realizing, like, we do plan ahead, and I think it's funny. I gotta tell you this because I think this is funny. It just came to my head as you were saying that. I think it's so funny in my own life that there are things that I've prayed for and wanted, and then I've strategized and made a plan as to how to get them. and I can say today I have them, but it did not come the way that I thought it would come.
Yeah.
And I think that is like a little funny thing from God where he's like, I love you, sweet child, and I know that you want this. And you're like, I see you like your big way of getting there and everything, but like, actually gonna like wipe that out. And here, you still have that end result, but like didn't happen your way. And I feel like that's like a
Right.
little kiss from God that's like, like, I got you, you know? And I think there's also a place to be in the midst of all that as you're going, this is my ideal, but releasing again the actual like it has to look exactly like this.
Right.
No.
Right.
But do I hope to have this at the end? Yes.
Right. No, that's so good.
But gratitude for that, right? Like I'm grateful for all of the pains, the heartaches, the pivots, the changes, like all of that because when I look around I go I'm blessed. I'm living out something that I genuinely prayed for years ago.
For
And
sure.
I would not change any of those pains, pivots, heartaches, any of it because I'm here, right? But the gratitude is like for that and releasing the attachment to what it had to look like.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought of something funny, but I'll bring it. I'll probably drop it. It has got a bad word, but I won't say it. But it was hilarious. But you made me envision. You ever see that like graphic where you have point A to point B, and that you would love your success wheel to look
Yeah, yeah,
straight
yeah.
straight line,
Mhm, mhm.
but yet reality is like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I seen this video of this kid, and he had like a chart, right? It was like a regular chart, a line and a line, and it said, how do you figure things out? Space he was teaching you, and I thought it was gonna be like this. He's gonna be like educational
Yeah,
action.
yeah.
He said, "F around and find out." How do you find out? You F around.
Yeah,
It was like the best.
yeah.
Like you just and in my
School
head,
of
I'm like, you
hard
do
knocks.
it. Yeah, you do
Yeah,
it messy,
yeah,
and you figure it out along the way, and you
yeah,
let go of expectations of everything else. Doesn't mean that you don't take yourself serious and you don't try to figure
right,
out how tos, but you show up and you do it because it matters to you, and you do it in your own lane. Take the meat, leave the bones, figure it out along the way. Define your own meaning of life. Stop playing your damn life small. Stop saying this thing that you're excited about is just this little thing that you're doing. It's not little. You
love it.
you give it the meaning with your words, and words are so powerful.
Yeah,
Like when helping people like losing weight, and they'd be like, "Oh, I only lost
yeah,
5 pounds." And
yeah,
I don't even know where I have a replica thing of fat that I
yeah, yeah,
usually have on I think it's on the other side of my computer, I can't reach it right now. But I'd be on the other side of this Zoom, and I'd pull my 1 pound of replica fat, and I would show it to him. I wish I can't grab it, it's too far. And I would ask him, "How much you think this weighs?" I've gotten 5 pounds, 7 pounds, 10 pounds. Someone even said 20 pounds one time. I'm like, "This is 1 pound of fat. And I'm your coach that's gonna tell you what you need to hear, not what you wanna hear, and I wish I could slap you across the face with this 1 pound of fat because
right,
stop saying, "I just lost 5 pounds." It's not a just. What if you just didn't lose anything? What if you just stayed where you're at and you are on autopilot and you did nothing?
right.
Wouldn't you rather have 5 pounds off or 5 steps forward towards where
Yep,
you wanna go because you decided to do it?
exactly,
So live for the possibilities that lie ahead. Do it messy. Get into action. Show up for your damn self. Bet on yourself. Put your yes first. Period. The freaking end and grow through it. Get yourself around a
mhm,
good community and get your mindset in the right set.
yes. Love it.
I like this series.
Yeah,
It was
this
good.
this podcast is
It's
like a
fired up. Yeah,
Over this way, over this
yeah.
way.
We're the best roller coaster ride your ears will ever
Yeah,
take.
yeah.
And
Yep,
we can name it.
it
Yeah,
was good.
it was really good. Well, you
Thank
got a
you.
mic drop for them, and then we'll let it go.
I feel like you just dropped it, that
Ah,
whole
that I always
recap.
tell you, that's an alley-oop to you, Miss
No,
Mo.
that recap is so good. It's so good. I liked all of those points that you gathered, and I do think that the biggest my hope for the listener listening today specifically is that you bring it back full circle to just getting a little bit more rooted in yourself, you know? Like, I think we say all of that to say, "Get rooted, stay rooted." Like, go it might be that you listen to all of this today just to go back to your journal and be like, "Holy cow, I need to pause. I need to pull back, and I need to reroute into, like, where I'm at because my head is swirling or the noise is so loud or this is going on or I'm doubting or whatever." And you can pull back because we said to today, give yourself permission to take 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes with your piece of paper and like dump everything out, get rerouted, remind yourself who you are, remind yourself who you're here to be, and then just be that version. It doesn't matter who you were even earlier today listening to this podcast. Like, be that version now.
Amen.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Now is the time, girl. If
Yeah.
you look at the clock, it's always now. If you listen to this in 5 minutes, it's gonna be now.
Yeah.
If you listen to it tomorrow, it's gonna be now.
Love
Do
it.
it now.
Do it now.
Do it now. Do it messy. Stay rooted. I love this, Mo. I appreciate you. This is
Appreciate
so
you too.
good. I can't wait to come back next week. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but
And I me
probably
too.
good.
Maybe somebody's got a comment they want something that they should drop a topic or something for us.
I like it. Drop a topic.
Oh,
That'd be
question.
good. Yeah. Love it. Well, you have the most incredible blessed day, Mo. I
You too.
appreciate
Thank
your
you.
heartbeat behind everything. It really adds a lot of great value to my life, and I know without a doubt to those listening. So, with that, you girls stay rooted, and Mo, I will see you
Well, see
next
you next
week
time.
on the podcast.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye. We hope that landed.
If it did, share it up, drop a comment, and you know what? We'll see you on the next episode.
And until then, stay rooted, sister.